nuova Mercedes classe A 2018 è un'auto sicuramente molto interessante sotto tantissimi punti di vista. Io oggi voglio concentrarmi sul sistema di infotainment che è davvero all'avanguardia, forse il più evoluto sul mercato.
When we started the new system, we wanted to make sure that all the user experience is at first hand and is really can be accessed easily. So therefore, of course, we integrated a touchscreen. So therefore, having that, and that's really fast. So and then of course you can do like that and swipe that around, putting that navigation tile somewhere else. You can swap that information here. So you say I want to have my favorites instead of here. I want to have them here. You can easily do it like you used from the smartphone. What we integrated on the instrument cluster side, so that's a classic look and feel which we have. Look at that red dots here, you can easily swipe through that, but you also can go like that, and then we have the dots here, and you can change the content as well. So therefore there's no need to always have the same information. You have a small navigation map here, having the G-meter, having assistance system here. Coming back to RPM. The same, you can go all the way down to left hand side, getting different information, even a script trip information or the music information you're gonna have here.
Is that a scroll wheel you're using there?
It's what?
Is that a scroll wheel that you're using there, or is it a touchpad?
That's a touchpad.
Okay.
It's a touchpad here, it's a touchpad here, so you can, of course, and we have the touchpad which has haptical and acoustical feedback.
Yeah.
So if it knocks on your fingertip, and you can do like that. And while you're driving, it's very convenient to have your hand here and doing like that.
Yeah.
But when you're entering a destination, of course, it makes sense to do like that. All right, so that's basically the interaction. And the same, we have a head-up display here, which has the same three areas like it has here. And you can just, if I move up, the cursor jumps directly in the mirror. You can see it. I think you can perhaps see it. Mm-hmm. And then you can change the content of the head-up display like you do it in the instrument cluster. So what we did, having all that configuration and all that freedom you have, you still want to make sure that you get your car back and you do not have to change everything all the time. So therefore we created that kind of themes. So that's our predefined themes, for example, choosing experience. It changes the look here in the central display, changes the style to sport, even changes the drive program to sport drive program, changes the content of the head-up display, changes the ambient light. So, and wherefore we provide with that kind of themes, or let's do the trip, having of course navigation map here and having a full screen trip. So if you see your current consumption, you see how far it is till your gas is empty, whether you need to refill the car or not. And the echo score, which is all 0 because the car didn't drive tonight or just right now. So that could be an additional theme, or let's put efficiency, change ambient light to green, having a consumption screen here, having that echo score from start in the consumption. So, and you can do what you want, and you can easily, with a long press here, you can create a new theme by yourself, and creating everything and just do it like a snapshot and storing it, even including a navigation, destination, stuff like that. So, and then we have that intelligent suggestions. So there's that artificial intelligence, which if you allow for it, it will learn from your daily behavior and then propose either destinations, music, whatever you have done, so or phone numbers, and propose that instead of you have to go within the navigation settings or the radio settings, just doing like that. And that is all stored with that personal suggestions plus your themes, including your own new themes. There are 2 themes I created yesterday. You can create one, and that are stored underneath my profile. So you can create up to 8 profiles, including all the system settings, everything like that, including your ambient light, including your radio settings, for example. So all your presets you can do like that, easily storing the radio station here. Of course you can do that by speech. Save current radio station.
The radio station has been saved.
So therefore, and all that settings will be stored within your profile. So let's start with speech. So what we included, we want to make sure that everything with car related functions which can be accessed can be accessible via speech. So and then we integrated on top that keyword activation. So hey Mercedes,
How can I help you?
could you please switch ambient light to red?
Okay, I'm changing the color.
Mercedes,
How can I help you?
it's warm inside.
I'm setting the temperature to 21.5 degrees.
So that indirect speech saying it's hot, it's cold. By the way, it's a nice animation. If you decrease temperature, it shows it in blue. If you increase it, it shows it in red. Mercedes,
How can I help you?
could you please switch ambient light to yellow?
Okay, I'm changing the color.
Mercedes,
How can I help you?
could you please switch off seat ventilation on the passenger side? It was still
Seat
on.
ventilation is switched off.
Oh, it was on my side. Mercedes,
How can I help you?
switch seat ventilation on the passenger side off.
Seat ventilation is turned off.
No, it didn't understand the passenger side. Mercedes,
How can I help you?
seat heating passenger side on.
Seat heating is turned on.
It didn't understand the passenger side. It used to understand it. Anyhow, Mercedes,
How can I help you?
switch defrost on.
Demisting is turned on.
Mercedes,
How can I help you?
switch defrost off.
Demisting is turned off.
So the air is blowing directly into the microphone, so that is kind of difficult to understand. Mercedes,
How can I help you?
go to navigation. Mercedes,
How can I help you?
can you drive me to the Eiffel Tower?
I am starting route guidance to Eiffel Tower.
So therefore it's a single one shot, there is no pick list, no additional
Please proceed to the highlighted route.
results, so therefore I
Route
directly,
includes
without
toll
asking
roads
again,
and time-restricted roads.
so therefore it started route guidance now. What we can do instead of doing like that, are you guys aware of what three words?
No.
You're not?
I am.
You guys, from what three words? We divided the whole Earth in squares 3 times 3 meters.
Okay.
So, and then gave all of them, you can change language to German, English, whatever, give the whole Earth, all that squares, a unique name, which is a three-word address. So therefore it looks like the Eiffel Tower has in English prices, slippery traps. So therefore, Mercedes,
How can I help you?
navigate to what three words? Prices.slippery.traps.
Please select an entry.
1.
Route guidance is starting.
So therefore, you might say Eiffel Tower, I find without that, but if
Yeah.
you are skiing somewhere and you
Please
lose your
proceed to the
friend,
highlighted route.
then it makes perfect sense. Or if you are fishing somewhere in Canada, that at the CES, the convention center in Las Vegas, that's where we decided, we parked the car somewhere, and then we said, well, the car is at a three-word address, and then you can easily go like that. So let's look whether it works. Looking where we end up at that three-word address.
Yeah. Mhm.
So that's the Eiffel Tower. And that's the 3D shape of all the big towns coming from the here map. So therefore, that's Eiffel Tower. So and that is exactly that address.
Yeah.
So and that is that 3D.
What
really-
kind of other comments does she understand? Like air conditioning and
Yeah.
navigation.
Right.
Then
Well, and then the car function.
Yeah.
Then phone call, of course.
yeah.
Mercedes.
How can I help you?
Text a message to Felix.
Say the text, please.
Hi Felix, I'm in Italy, coming back home tomorrow. Bye bye, Dad.
Hi Felix, I am in Italy, coming back home tomorrow. Bye, bye and Dad.
Pause. So now you can either correct, delete, or stuff like that. So that goes.
If you tried to speak in German,
Yeah.
would she understand that?
No, if you switch language to German, then it will. Now system language is English.
Yeah, you
so that-
have to set a different language.
Right, of course. If I set it to German, then I can do, of course, in German. So that goes all up into the Nuance Cloud. So we are recognized speech to text showing here while you are standing. If you're driving, you don't show that. So that, and therefore you can do all that kind of stuff.
So this thing is hybrid as well.
Yeah. All the car functions are on board only because it doesn't make sense to go outside. Mercedes,
How can I help you?
find me a cheap Italian restaurant at the destination.
Select an entry, please.
Pause. So therefore it looks up the Here database for POIs, Italian restaurant, and then gets from a Nuance Cloud the Yelp ratings on top of that. And then you can either say 1, 2, 3, or
What would you like to do
then you
next?
see prices, opening hours, and store it, stuff like that. So all that POIs, find a cheap Italian restaurant or expensive Japanese restaurant. So therefore that is included as well. Mercedes,
How can I help you?
how is the weather in Munich?
Currently it is sunny in Munich with a temperature of 11 degrees.
Mercedes,
How can I help you?
does it rain in Valbano?
Currently it is most likely not raining in Albania with a temperature
So
of
then also
14
goes
degrees.
up to the cloud and then looks up the weather content and then bringing that back again.